Hey everybody, it's Jason Blaha here, and today I want to chat with you guys a little bit about something that I think most people, when they first get into fitness, get into exercise, all those things, don't seem to realize, and that's that the body you want probably has a lot more muscle on it than you think it does. And I think this applies to both men and women. And women really have a bad habit of this. If they'll see, a fairly thin or fit, a lean woman, in a bikini who might even be a bikini competitor or something, and they'll see her and go, "Oh yeah, I want to look like that, but I don't want to really lift weights. I don't want to bulk up. I just want to be a lean and slim like her." But what they're not realizing is that if they were to only diet down, just do cardio and diet and get down to the amount of body fat that woman has, they might actually just, and I hate to say this, they might look anorexic, literally anorexic. And I don't mean thin. What they might find is that they look like a skeleton, and they look bony, and they don't realize that that woman who they're seeing in that picture or that video might have 20 pounds, like 10 kilogram more muscle than they have. Okay, and they need to put that into context. So when you look at that, they're not realizing they're going to have to gain, to look like that woman. Not only are they going to have to lose the body fat, they're probably going to have to gain 15, 20, 25 pounds of muscle potentially in some cases. And that might sound extreme, but that's usually the case. All right, that's usually the case. And what ends up happening, you will see women who will undertake this and they end up just becoming anorexic. Like, well, I still don't look like that. And they'll keep dieting down, and it creates body image issues, because they don't realize how much muscle that woman is carrying. Okay. But in their mind, they're only seeing women who are on anabolic drugs, large amounts of them. And then they're thinking, well, that's what lifting weights makes you look like. No, that's what high doses of steroids make you look like. You don't get there just by lifting weights and eating protein. Okay. So context, and then with men, it's the same thing. I'll see men all the time. They're like, they'll see some fit guy's height and weight, but he's 9 or 10% body fat, right? Like, oh well, I don't need to get very big. I just want to get where that guy is, and they don't realize that. To even have the muscle that guy has, they've completely, and I mean, it might even be a fitness model, a guy on the cover of a magazine of Men's Health, but they're not realizing they're going to have to gain a lot of muscle. They're like, well, no. I mean, that guy and I are about the same body weight right now. I just need to get a little leaner and gain a little muscle. And it's like, no, that guy might be the same height and weight as you, but he's got 20 pounds more muscle than you do and 20 pounds less body fat. And I think it's because a lot of times, men misunderstand their body fat. They may not realize the amount that they have. I'll see guys all the time who are like, well, I don't have many, even a skinny guy. Like, I don't have much fat on me. It's like, you'd be surprised. A lot of really skinny guys are not as lean as they think they are. They're just maybe at a healthy body fat and they don't have any muscle. They're still not as lean as that guy. Their body fat's still not as low as maybe that guy they're thinking of. Okay, so the thing is, again, for a lot of people, they don't realize how much muscle they need to gain. And what I would tell people, getting too big is not a concern for drug-free people. Okay, again, they'll see someone and say, well, I don't want to maybe gain as much muscle as that guy. And it's like, do you think that's going to happen? Like, do you think that's going to happen with, completely drug-free just by lifting weights? Do you think you're going to get there in the next 3 to 5 years, even if you tried? And that's what people are not realizing. They'll see a certain physique and say, well, that's too much muscle. And it's like, well, that's not obtainable anyways. It's almost like saying, hey, I don't want to go get a really good job and establish a really good career because I think, Bill Gates has too much money, and I don't want to have that much money. But you look at them and go, dude, like, is this a real concern? And I think the problem we have is that so many people we have so many fake natties out there who have built large amounts of muscle while claiming it's natural and just training, and they're not realizing that guy doesn't just have 3 or 4 years of training. That guy might have 5 or 8 years of continual drug use, nonstop drug use on top of it, in which he has gained muscle every single year of that. And they're not realizing that. And I don't think most people, when they see these things, again, realize how little muscle they're going to gain in 3 years, even if they put forward their best effort to gain as much muscle as they possibly can with perfect diet and perfect training and dedicate their entire life to it. They're not going to be nearly as big as they think they are in 3 years. They're just not. And that's just a simple reality. And it's not saying that to deter people. It's just, it's unrealistic. Again, they don't realize how much muscle some people are carrying and how hard it is to build that much. It's oftentimes not realistic. And I would say that for the majority of people, you would be healthier, fitter, maybe even better at your sport if you did spend the next 3 to 5 years literally trying to gain as much muscle as you could in a healthy manner. Okay? You're still probably going to be a lot smaller than you think you're going to be. But you're probably going to be a lot healthier for it. You're going to look a lot better for it. You're going to be a lot happier. And again, people don't always grasp this because they don't have a realistic perspective, because their perspectives are skewed. They're not realizing what it actually takes to gain certain amounts of muscle, right? They have unrealistic expectations of time frames. Even if it's unrealistic in the sense of, I don't want to reach that. But usually if anyone who's at that point where someone says, I don't want to reach that, they're probably using excessively high doses of stuff. Okay? They're not just a casual user. They're usually using a lot. And they have been for an extended period of time, not just 6 months. Right? Put these things in perspective. Again, most people will never get too big even if they try. Even if they put in tons and tons of work. But if they do, they might be just about where they really want to be. They might be about where they want to be. And that's what I'm talking about here. You really should spend more time for most people's fitness and health goals and even appearance goals. They probably should spend a lot more time focused on gaining muscle and really making it a serious endeavor. You'll be better off for it. And trust me when I say this. All right, guys, well, that's really all I have to say on that today. I hope it's been informative, and I'll talk to you guys next time.